Okay, I don't know about the abusing the out of an AI bot because I haven't been able to. I listened to like a combined 15 minutes of Destiny stream today while going around and cleaning stuff up and going to the store and stuff. Was it really like? Was it really? His entire argument was just based off of an AI chatbot. I think that the Andrew and Rob's debates against Destiny have been some of the most insane and the most embarrassing for them shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't even know how they pretend that they won those things.
As I started doing this January 6th thing,
we'll listen to this for just a second.
First, I got really mad at all the Trumples. Okay, they triggered the out of me. So then I started doing this January 6th thing. Wait, I started this January 6th research after the Trump assassination thing, right? Or did we start this before? I'm trying to remember. Well, hold on. When was our first access date? 7/18. Well, this was after. Okay, yeah. So that triggered the out of me. Okay, the fact that nobody knew how crazy J6 was, and then I thought about dropping it because I'm like, there's a lot of work on. It's not even like really history, and it's not really current events anymore. So it's really like almost. I don't even know where this would slot in terms of like research, right? Guys, now, a lot of respect for a lot more. So the signing, Doug Ducey,
time to be the governor.
You know, later. But yeah, after that, I was like, all right, you guys, right? Now we're never stopping, okay? Unless you kill it. And then.
And he ought to.
Oh my God, I keep forgetting the year. God, he literally bullied the bot to get him.
Okay, here we are.
Thinking about. He bullied that bot. He literally.
How long did he talk about it?
Google searched it. It wasn't even that he lied about reading it. It wasn't even that the AI asked the question. It's that he literally bullied the bot to get him the answer that he wanted. That's so unhinged. That's so crazy. Did you see the subreddit post about it? No, hold on. Source. The source is in the way that the bot responded. Wait, is there? I think I saw a subreddit post on it again. I don't know if it was in this or. I can't, bro. I have to protect my mind. My mind is so hard to protect my brain, okay, from influencers. PCO coming in and saying that Rob was arguing in good faith? Holy shit, that almost sent me. Oh my God. Hold on, might be this.
And I know you've cited them previously.
Yes, and I read that entire paper, and I don't remember them saying that they worried about state elections.
Bowden Paulson said, broad interpretation. They argue against the United States should be interpreted broadly to include insurrections against state governments.
That's fine, I can agree.
Involved in state. This money linked to Bowden Paulson.
Claude is overly apologetic.
Bowden Paul. No, I just
reading.
Jesus Christ. I'm about to give up on hearing him talk about it.
Okay, purpose of the. No, hold on. You're wrong. Hold on. This phrasing, the way that this is phrased, makes it sound like he asked a question and he got a response that he didn't like, and then he restated or reiterated the question. This interpretation is indeed more expansive and aligns more closely with the view that Section 3 could apply to state-level insurrections or attempts to subvert state government processes. Okay. I sincerely apologize for my earlier mischaracterization of their position. Thank you for your persistence in seeking clarification. It's crucial to accurately represent scholarly arguments, especially on such significant constitutional issues. So it sounds like he got an answer that he didn't like, and then he changed his prompt or he found a different way to ask it to get the answer that he did want. What the Jesus. I feel like Rob is a decently intelligent person. How does someone like this fall into the Trump world? I think it's a post hoc. It's all post hoc. So you've decided that you're supporting one side, and then you'll basically do anything you can to justify it. And if the smarter you are, the better you are at doing that. But it represents like a bad thought process, not an unintelligent individual, right? Like imagine you've got a guy in Los Angeles who wants to drive.
Gotcha. Listen, I don't think that Rob is a bad person, right? I don't think that Rob is even like not a decent person. I think that he's a good person, right? But goddamn, the first half of that conversation was like really, really interesting, right? The first half of that conversation with Destiny and Rob was, we're going to torture the out of your definition. We're going to go word by word. When you say a group of people who have a realistic or a real plan to overthrow the government using violent means. And they go literally point by point by point by point. Every single word got a definition for that definition. And that was really interesting. And I thought that Rob was being very patient. I thought that Rob was being really cool the first half of that conversation. But I don't know exactly where because I was thinking about it while listening to it, because this is a 5.5 hour debate, right? A 5.5 hour debate. There was one critical point where they both lost patience for each other. And my God, did Rob not reciprocate the kind of like good faith or the, respect for the other person that Destiny was showing, right? I agree with Rob's definition more than Destiny's. They're both fine definitions of insurrection. They're both fine definitions of insurrection, but one has a stronger legal backing, a stronger historical backing, et cetera, to where it's probably a better definition. But there's both fine. Like one is, like Rob said, like this is what I think most people think of when they think of the word insurrection, and I don't think that that's inaccurate, right? I don't think it's inaccurate. The problem is that the further they got into the conversation, the more Rob was trying to make sure that he didn't accidentally fuck over the Jan 6 argument instead of just giving like him saying, I don't think that someone having a weapon on their person in the pursuance of a crime, like if someone breaks into your house and they have a Glock, that means that they were prepared to use violence. That was so stupid. Well, they weren't planning on using it. They were prepared for it. They weren't planning on it. Part of their plan involved preparing for violence. Part of their plan involved preparing for violence. Oh, we can turn on the music of the game. There was that. What was the other one? Intimidation. When every single source was pointing to the opposite thing that Rob was saying, that like it's not just the numbers alone, it's also how they're like acting, what they're doing, what they have with them, how they're dressed even, right? Arranged in a warlike manner was the meme, right? Even through all of that, Rob still refused to acknowledge that what he was saying was ridiculous. Rob is a really good debater. And I respect the out of his debate skills, all right? I have stolen some of his debate tactics in the past. And how's it going, Cly? It's been a hot second. Rob, essay about using... Oh, he wrote an essay about it? Oh, man. Like, and here's the thing. Before I even read it, let me just respond to this text. Oh, shit. Real quick. I have to change my audio sources real quick. But there's nothing wrong necessarily with using AI during the debate. That's not what the problem is, right? I don't think that that's what Destiny's problem was with it. It's torturing the AI until it gives you the definition that you want, until it gives you the answer that you want. That's not using... It's the same argument for Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a bad source, right? Necessarily, right? If it's your only source, that's bad. But Wikipedia by itself is not a bad thing. Just like using AI isn't a bad thing necessarily. What is this? You can't interact with it. The problem is using the AI and continuing to like argue with the AI, debate bro the AI until it agrees with what you're saying. That's the problem with that. I don't care if Rob uses AI, right? I don't use AI because I don't know how to use AI, really. Like the chatbots, I've used them a couple of times, like for the novelty of it, but I've never really used ChatGPT to look anything up ever. Got a cancer diagnosis? I am so sorry to hear that, Clyde. Jesus Christ. I'd ask if there's anything I can do to help, but I know, like, especially right now, like, there ain't nothing I can do to help. I don't even have a job right now. But blood cancer, was not expecting that one. Well, I think, like, listen, go to your listen. There's a nice way to fix this. Go to your local bog and just start wading around in it. The leeches will attach to you, and they will remove all of the cancerous blood from you, right? Exsanguinate a little bit. And then on top of that, you're helping the ecosystem because you're getting rid of parasites because now they have cancer. I think that's how it works. No, I'm sorry. I'm making jokes, but like, yeah, no, I'm genuinely sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, here, real quick, let's read what Rob's thing is. The thing that's like really disappointing about this is like, I respect Rob's debate abilities. I respect Rob as like a human being. He's like, I think he's like actually a pretty decent person, right? When it doesn't come to like arguing about politics, I think he's like a not just like a decent person. He's a very decent person, I think. But holy, why does he post like this? With like so many like paragraph breaks. Okay, let's read what Rob has to say here. I will answer the Rob uses ChatGPT from the odd neoliberal and his fans that are coping about his rage quit. Also, the fact that he's trying to get a win out of this is embarrassing. I'd rather lie for sure. Okay, well then I'll make more jokes about your cancer, Cly. All right, you've given me license to make fun of your cancer. But yeah, like, I don't know if there's like, I don't know if Rob would ever admit to have like lost a debate online. Like, I don't know, like, because I don't watch enough of his debates to know. I think that he's lost quite. I know that I've beat him at least once, really soundly. But this is embarrassing, and it was embarrassing for Andrew to cope and say that he did good and he like wrecked Destiny in his debate about January 6th. Why? Because in Andrew's case, it was just like, I'm not going to take a position. I'm just going to like endlessly and in like ultimate bad faith, I'm going to torture test your definition. And I'm going to show that like your definition sucks, but I'm not going to say whether it was or wasn't an insurrection because like it doesn't matter whether I am. Or like he said, the onus isn't on me. The premise of the debate was, is January 6th an insurrection? Andrew is smart enough to argue the point, right? Further embarrassing for Andrew is going on to Tomfoolery's stream of all people and saying, I have a definition of insurrection, but I'm just saving it for the right debate. Who is this top tier left-leaning debate person that you want to debate about January 6th that's bigger than Destiny and a stronger debater than Destiny, that has more media presence than Destiny? Literally no one. It's Cope. It's Cope. Rob biting bullets that are insane that he doesn't even believe in order to win a debate that made him look like a loser, and then claiming victory and then writing multiple insanely long tweets about it is, I'm sorry, it's embarrassing, dude. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for them. And I like Rob, and I can joke around with Andrew. I don't know if I like Andrew or if he likes me. I don't know where our professional relationship is at after the last interaction that we had on Twitter. But like, seriously, it's I have respect for their intellect to a certain degree, with Andrew, and I do respect Rob's intellect, but this is embarrassing. This is ridiculous. And if Rob's watching right now, or if Andrew's watching right now, or if someone wants, like, some of his fans clip this and send it to him, say, oh, Sonsol's talking shit. Like, I hope they include all the bit where I'm saying, look, I like these people. Or Rob is a, like, very good person, I think, right? Like, I don't have anything against them as a person, but in these specific debates, it is embarrassing for them to be, like, going on a victory lap. You don't have to clip it. I don't need to get into drama with people, right? And I don't need to get drawn into a January 6th debate with people that have shown they have no intention of ever changing their mind whatsoever on the topic, who are arguing in, like, crazy bad faith. So I don't need that either. But a conversation, like, just, like, person to person outside of, like, the streaming world, like, outside of, like, the like, even off stream, like, I've said this, like, semi recently. I've kind of moved in some ways from wanting to debate everyone on their positions on stuff, right? Because some positions I think are just so, like, patently stupid on their face that, like, I don't even want to, like, go through the line of logic that they're coming up with. I don't even, like, I have no desire to do that. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I don't know what it is, but, like, I don't have that same desire as I used to. Just, like, let's sit down, let's go for, like, 2 hours and let's talk about how stupid this take was, right? And, like, jump on that train. Maybe I'm getting older and less patient. There are a lot of interesting conversations to have here, but, like, the conversations that I feel like having now are much more in the, you don't believe this, so why did you say it? Oh, I didn't mean to use water gun. Damn it. Like, what were you thinking when you did this? That was the conversation I had with Tomfoolery, with all of his drama stuff. When we had that conversation, it was just, do you think that you're being normal when you do this? Do you think that you're coming off looking good, you know? Don't got that dog in you? I got that dog in me, right? But, like, the dog is tired. The dog is tired. And the dog wants to be, you know, wants to talk to people that have the same respect for him as he does for the other person. And I don't feel like there are very many creators right now that I feel will ever give that. And I think that this, like, there's a huge part of this is, like, you know, I am growing up a little bit, and I am becoming a little bit more mature, and I am, you know, not as, oh, cool. If it feels that's on them, not me, maybe. I don't know how many chances. Like, I'll still do the conversations sometimes, right? Like, I've done it with the weirdo panda kid that we finally, thank God, we ran off. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's super blackpilling. I will answer the Rob uses ChatGPT from Oddly Liberal and his fans that are coping about his rage quit. This is cringe. For TLDR, it's absolute cope to distract from Destiny rage quitting. It's not. I would have rage quit well before that. If we couldn't agree on the you don't think that someone who brings a gun to an armed robbery is planning on using that. Like, they walk up to someone and they say, give me your wallet. And they start fighting back and you shoot them and take their wallet. Or someone breaks into your house and then you pop out and they weren't planning on shooting you, but they did shoot you because they brought a gun. So therefore they planned the idea that violence could happen and they're prepared for it. Like, I probably would have rage quit at that point. Yeah, I would have rage quit. And I'm not even ashamed of saying that, because it's so patently absurd on its face that someone would say that. Anyways, I had a very long conversation with PCO, setting up a debate with him on definition of insurrection. He sent me many sources. I also saw Destiny's debate with Palo Christcon and saw the sources he used. One of them was Bod and Paulson. I worked or was on vacation 11 days straight, so I wouldn't be home. I wanted to see if they thought insurrection could occur at the state level, because I know PCO's argument will be, sure, BLM had state insurrections, but not federal ones, so there's a difference. I Googled their names and state insurrection. I found several articles reviewing their papers, took screenshots because I was on my phone so I could pull them up on my computer when I got home. I also used Claude AI. What is Claude AI? Is that Twitter's? Is that, whose AI is that? Is that Google's? That's such a dumb hill to die on. There were stupider hills than that he was dying on. Like, it was difficult to listen to, but it was interesting. The first part of that was so interesting. And if he could have engaged, like actually engaged, that would have been one of the most interesting debates on the topic that could have happened. But they can't concede to basic definitions. It's ridiculous. Anyways. Found several articles reviewing their paper, took screenshots because I was on my phone so I could pull them up on my computer when I got home. Used Claude AI. I typed in one prompt about state insurrections and got a sort of nonsense answer. I typed another question about it and it told me that they did say in their paper that there could be state insurrections. Then Destiny, during my work stretch, asked if I wanted to debate. I told him when I got finally home. Around 10 days later, the day I got off, I messaged him, do you want to do it today? He says, sure. So that was it. I had screenshots, but didn't know where they were all from because I hadn't viewed them for about 10 days. Then don't do the debate that day. Take a day to read your shit, Rob. When this part came up in my debate with Destiny, I read to Destiny the screenshot on Bod and Paulson and state insurrections. As I was reading it, I thought it was from one of the articles that reviewed the debate. But realized when I was sending Destiny the pics, it was from Claude. He says, this isn't from ChatGPT, is it? It wouldn't matter. I joked, no, it's from Claude. Then we both went to the Bod and Paulson article and quickly found that it said that there could be state insurrections and the AI screenshot was correct. That was it. 10 minutes out of a 5+ hour debate. And now Destiny fans are coping Rob used ChatGPT for all of his opinions. It's so pathetic and cope. And yet full-time streamer Destiny is given a total pass for not reading or remembering obvious things. He did read them. There's video evidence of him reading them because he reads them all on stream. I don't want to read the rest of it. I don't want my opinion of Rob to go lower. And yes, that is the legitimate reason why I'm not going to read the rest of it. I do not want to hate these people the way that I used to. Based off of like political shit. I don't want to. But it's so embarrassing. It's so cringe. It's the fact that you lied about it that's the problem, but you're a bad face, so of course you post an autistic screed twisting the narrative. Well, it doesn't sound like he lied. It just sounds like the problem sounds like he kept on asking Claude for an answer until it gave him an answer or something like that. But like, you know, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. These people don't affect me. It's just I can see through so much of the like motivated reasoning stuff, right? Instead of why don't these people instead of arguing on points, why don't you just like concede that whole argument? If you can't make an argument that is like reasonable against Destiny's point, which I feel like if there was a hole to poke in Destiny's argument, either Andrew or Rob would have been the people to do it, because I don't think that there are any other right-wing political debaters that are smart enough. Like literally the only two conservatives whose intellect I even at least moderately respect are Andrew and Rob. If they couldn't do it, then it's probably an insurrection. It's probably a pretty leak-proof definition. Just argue on things. Like, this is what I do. If there's something that, like, I don't want to argue, or I think that there's, like, something that I can't defend when it comes to a politician that I like, I just say, yeah, he's, like, with Biden. Yeah, he's old. He gets his words wrong sometimes. I would still take him over Trump. And here are his accomplishments that I like. So therefore, that's why I'm going to support him over Trump. Just like spin it rather than just lie and defend the indefensible. Find things that are good about your candidate, unless there are no good defenses of your candidate. If there are no good defenses of your candidate on any ground, then why the are you voting for them? Like, real shit. If you can't find a single thing to defend about your candidate, why the do you support them?